Welcome back, everybody. My name is CringeyJesse, and this is a Formula One Manager 23 here on round 9 at Canada. I love the Canadian Grand Prix. It is my favorite track in general. I love it in the Formula One 23 game. I feel like I drive it the best out of all the different tracks. I like that specific race. I don't know what it is about the Canadian Grand Prix. I honestly, something about it, I absolutely love it. So I can't wait to get this one started. Hopefully Kevin Magnussen can keep up his whatever the heck he has going on, getting P4 in Monaco, getting P7 in Barcelona. Hopefully he can stay on that grind, getting those points. Where can we look at things? Right here. Okay, so did he get points in Italy? I think he did get points. Is there a way to? There is a way. Kevin Magnussen, P8. So P8 points 3 weeks in a row. Did he get points in Miami? He did not get points in Miami. Nico Hulkenberg got points in Miami. He got P9. Baku. Let's see, was it one of mine? No, neither one of mine was in there. So from Miami, Imola, Monte Carlo, Monaco, Barcelona, we've gotten points 4 weeks in a row. 3 of those weeks going to Kevin Magnussen. So here we are in Canada, hoping for 5 weeks in a row that Has gets points. I would definitely love it if it was double points, but there's really only one way to find out. Yes, that's a little spoiler. We're not going to go into that. Get out of that. Because right after this, we're going to go straight into my contract renewals, and you will see everybody that we have gotten for next year. And then right after the contract renewals, we're going to go straight into qualifying. However, I do think there was something else. There was, okay, so we got some manufacturings complete before this race, and our research for the underfloor will finally be complete right before. There is no race that weekend. All right, so it'll be done right before the Austrian Grand Prix. So we got the Canadian Grand Prix and the Austrian Grand Prix, 2 of my favorite tracks. So honestly, I'm not going to lie to y'all, it's a little early in the day, so you might get 2 races done today. I don't know if they'll be put up today, but I'm definitely doing these 2 today. I don't care. Which one's after that one? The British Grand Prix? Shit, y'all may get 3 done today. I don't even know. But anyway, we have a new ATR period beginning. If you look down there at the bottom at my finances, I am under by 1.5 mil, but that was because of my contracts. Y'all will see my contracts here in a minute. Everything coming up. I mean, my cars. I mean, listen. We got suspensions coming in. That was part of the manufacturing. I need to get some side pods. That's what I need to do. I will do side pods. Actually, not right now because I don't have the money to do it right now. Hopefully, my side pods will last throughout the weekend, and we will get that going. All right, so now with all that said, on to the contracts, and then right after the contracts, we're going to go straight into qualifying. So, I will see you guys at qualifying. And just real quick, I want to show off the contract endings. What do you ever want to call him? Kevin Magnussen. Bro, look at the patience, bro. That patience is low. We went through 4, 5, I think, different contracts. My man better show up next year. Homie better show up the next 2 years, fam. He's getting $10 million a year for 2 seasons because that's what he thinks he's worth, with a sign bonus of $1 million, and he's got to finish 5th or above for $500,000. Which, I mean, we could probably get there at some point. I don't know if we're going to get 5th or above every single race next year, which will be helpful because we'll save 500 grand. But however, K-Mag, listen, bro, I love you. I do, man. You probably my favorite driver right now in real life. But homie, you really think 10 mil a year? I mean, shit, I don't know how it works in real life. You might need it for medical bills, but this is a video game, my guy. Come on. Let's see what Nico wants. Jesus. All right, Nico Hulkenberg. We was able to get him a lot faster. He originally declined one season for 5 million, and when I went down and looked, I didn't even go down and look. I just went up and upgraded it 2 seasons. I thought maybe he wants to race with me a little bit longer. But it's because he is considering retiring soon, so I went back down to 1 season and just upped him up to 8,250,000. I don't know why that seven's there. It's just kind of stuck there. So we do have Nico Hulkenberg next season. He's slacking just a little bit. So we're going to put him on a 1 season so that maybe we can work in a new guy next season. But we got both of our drivers in for next season. If Nico shows up for the rest of this season and shows up next season, I will consider trying to give him another contract. But like I said, he himself said that he wants to retire very shortly. So yeah, lump sum 5 grand, 10,000, 500 grand. My bad, I can't count. And then 10th or above 15,000. I mean, that's easy. He could probably get that, get a little extra money. I still think he's not getting paid as much as Kevin Magnussen is next year, but if he can get that P10, he can definitely do better than Kevin Magnussen next year. However, yeah. And then, we just like to see this screen. Driver contract renewed. Nico has committed to keep racing. I can't read. I'm so sorry. But yep, those are our contract renewals. We got them both. Now let's go figure out what's going to happen the rest of this season. And once again, Cringy Racing, even though this is we have hired the first female F1 driver. She is going to be our reserve driver, Sophia Flores, coming straight out of F3 with the PHM Racing. She's going to replace Pietro Fittipaldi. I know some of you were looking at me like, bro, why? It's like, don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. It's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. I want to do things in a very weird, out of not normal way. I didn't know what to say. Anyway, reserve driver, 2 seasons, because she did not like the 1 season option. I did not see that. I was really hoping that would start next season, not this season. Oh my Jesus. Oh my Jesus, they'll lose patience. Fudge me. No, yeah. And then only because I made her mad. I did, because you know what? It's true. I made her mad by canceling the thing. So we're gonna up it up. Because it starts next season, not this season. It starts next season. So we're gonna do a 150 sign-in fee. Hopefully, bro. I hope I didn't mess that up. Contract accepted. Okay. So 2 seasons. Too long. I'm considering retiring soon. Biscuit, you're like 20 years old. Shut up. She gonna make money. She's gonna work. Wow. Anyway, Fittipaldi, he gets to be a reserve still. He's probably gonna go to a better team anyway. He's not mad. And she gonna get put to work. She's going to drive. Not next season, but probably the next if we can get her overall up. But yeah, we got 2 renewed contracts with Kevin Magnussen and Nico Hulkenberg. And we got a new reserve driver, Sophia Flores, coming straight out of the F3. Almost messed it up, won't lie. I almost lost Kevin Magnussen. Almost lost this one. But if I would have lost this one, then I would have found somebody, honestly. I just, hey, here we go. Boom. Hired for next season.
Qualifying is coming up, and the drivers will be ready and raring to go.
The circuit Gilles Villeneuve isn't a permanent track, so circuit evolution is high over the Grand Prix weekend. Overtaking is possible, but getting a well-timed lap in qualifying will help any driver.
Now, Karun, you and I were actually just talking about that man there, Max Verstappen. How do you think he'll be feeling today?
We saw them set an impressive lap time in practice, so it's a great start as they move into qualifying. But as we all know, a good performance in practice doesn't guarantee success over the rest of the weekend.
Stay with us as we see who can deliver on motorsport's biggest stage.
Whoops. All right, here we are in Q1. It has been a rainy P1, P2, P3, and it's supposed to be rainy all weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and send my guys out because in 5 minutes it's supposed to be raining. So if I can get my guys with a good time now, then maybe I can get them higher and higher. Who knows? We got a couple people coming out, but we are gonna go ahead and skip up to the lap. And here we have Kevin Magnussen as he comes across the line first. And I do believe that is an Alpine behind him. It could very well be a Williams. But as he comes across the first sector, he is going to get the fastest because he's just the first one to go through. And whoever is behind him is going faster. Nico Hulkenberg is getting a green Sector 1. But, you know, this is also their first lap. So it looks like everybody is out before the rain starts. So this is possibly the only lap people are going to get in as Kevin Magnussen comes across with a 112.5. Ocon getting second place. Hulkenberg getting P1 with a 112.2. Russell coming in second at the moment. There goes Verstappen. He's going to take P1. Who else do we have out there? Looks like Leclerc's about to cross the line. He's going to go P2. Guan Yu Zhou has crossed the line. Hamilton and Russell have also put in times in between Hulkenberg and Magnussen. Gasly's going to go in front of Magnussen. Let's see. We have Carlos Sainz as he comes up to the end of his lap. We're going to see where it's going to put him as we now have people down in the elimination. Albon couldn't get out. Sargent couldn't get out. Carlos Sainz going P6. Right now, Hulkenberg P7. Kevin Magnussen P11. The rain will be falling soon, so we are going to go ahead and speed up to see if there's any chance of coming back out again. All right, with 10 seconds left, we was not able to go back out. The rain, the track never dried up, but we do have some back runners out there. We got Bottas out there. We've got Oscar Piastri out there. Let's look at Bottas real quick. Pierre Gasly is also out there. But Bottas is going to cross that line first. He's going to cross the line. I don't really see him improving at all. It looks like he is on softs. Was he on softs? No, he's on inters. I am blind. I think Oscar Piastri is going to come across the line next. He's not going to improve. I'm not sure why these guys went back out there, but they did. And let's see, no improvement from Pierre Gasly. So the people eliminated: Bottas, Albon, Sargent, Oscar Piastri, and Zhou Guan Yu. All right, so this qualifying here in Q2 is going to start in the rain, and it looks like it's coming down already. So what we're going to do is, we're on inters. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and send out my guys just in case. It is a 3.45 millimeters of wetness, very close to having to use the wet tires, but in case it goes down, we look at the weather, it doesn't look like there's going to be an ounce of dry track at all. But just in case, we're going to go ahead and send them out. At least they got a time in, and we're going to go ahead and speed up to the start of the lap. And here we got Kevin Magnussen crossing the line first, Nico Hulkenberg coming across the line second. I don't think, nobody else is on the track right now. They might know more than I know at the moment, but we are going to watch Kevin Magnussen as he comes across with a purple Sector 1, Hulkenberg with a green Sector 1, Kevin Magnussen going faster in the rain than Nico Hulkenberg at the moment with a purple Sector 2, Nico Hulkenberg green Sector 2. So it definitely looks like at the moment it is going to be a P1 for K-Mag and a P2 for Nico Hulkenberg, as in reality we just want these two drivers to get into Q3, and that is all I'm really looking for. And it looks like if I'm not mistaken, about 8 seconds off of what they did in the dries. But with a 120.6 for K-Mag and a 120.9 for Nico Hulkenberg, we're going to go ahead and speed up to the end of this qualifying round to see if they need to go back out. Maybe it gets dry, whatever. So the track is not dry. However, the track is a lot better than what it was before. With a 1.13 millimeter of wetness, we're going to go ahead and send out both of my drivers once again. Maybe they can improve on their times from the first lap when it was very close to needing wets. Now it's very close to needing slicks. So we're going to send them out once again on the same tire, see if they can improve at all with a better track wetness. I don't know how to say that. Here we go. Lap 2 in qualifying 2 is Kevin Magnussen crossing the line. We're looking for green sectors, possibly purple sectors. We almost got cut off. Who was that? That looks like an AlphaTauri. I could be wrong. Coming across the first sector, we are going to get a yellow sector for Kevin Magnussen and a green sector for Nico Hulkenberg. I still couldn't tell you who that was. That was very not needed. That's all that was. That was not needed. Green sector 2 for both of my drivers as they come around the U-turn and down the straight to the chicane to the finish line. We're just hoping for some improvement. Maybe into the top 10. Here comes Kevin Magnussen. He is going to get P13. Nico Hulkenberg is going to get P5. So Kevin Magnussen most definitely is going back out once again in Q2. So we're going to go ahead and speed him up to the pit lanes and see if we can get him back out real quick. We got 40 seconds to go. We're going to go ahead and speed this up. 30 seconds to go. I think we're going to be able to start the next lap. The only unfortunate part is I think we're also going to have a lot of traffic ahead of us as we come across the line. Nico Hulkenberg is P7 at the moment. Hamilton is P11, so he could change that. I don't see a lot of people who can change getting Nico Hulkenberg out of the top 10 down here. As we got a green sector 1 for K-Mag. I can see Lewis Hamilton and Kevin Magnussen getting out of the bottom 5. But I don't see a lot of other drivers. Norris, De Vries, Carlos Sainz, a yellow sector 2. That is not going to help us. Thank you very much to that Ferrari driver who did not get out of the way. And here is the traffic going into the pit lanes. Here comes Kevin Magnussen across the line. He is going to not improve. He's not going to improve. He's going to start P15 here in Canada. But we've seen it multiple times where Kevin Magnussen has started outside of the top 10 and then finished inside of the top 10. All right, Q3, here we are. We're going to reconfigure. We're going to do something a little different. We have wets. It is full on wet. We're going to do 2 run laps. 2 run laps. So we're going to go ahead and send out Nico Hulkenberg on 2 run laps in the wets. Hopefully he can do faster the second lap than the first lap. But who knows? We're going to look at the weather. It does seem to calm down at some point. So we're going to do this and then probably get him back inside for the inters and see what he can do on the inters. All right, Nico Hulkenberg. We're going to have him start his lap right now. There it is. He's going to come around, and there's an Alpine coming out in front of him, and is going to... I really hope that doesn't slow him down. The traffic so far, it's like everybody else is out and crossing the line, and this one Alpine was like, nah, let's mess up that Haas driver of Nico Hulkenberg. But he's going to get a purple sector 1, but that doesn't mean a lot. He was probably slowed down there, and he is the first one across the line, and I believe that was a Red Bull that just did it. He is going to go faster through sector 1, and across sector 2 we go, and that's going to be purple for us there. I know that was a little delayed. I am very sorry. Down to the chicane. I believe that Red Bull has gone faster already. Across the line, we're going to start the time with a out lap. That's what we're going to start the time with. We're going to start it with an out lap. We got a 124.2, and then a 121. A 120. I don't know where this looks like. He's going pretty fast, so I'm going to assume that he's doing another time. However, we are not seeing what his track is like. The track has changed to damp, so we're just going to go ahead and pull him in if we can in time. Ah, damn. It was right there. I don't know. I just wasn't thinking, I guess. I don't know. All right. I don't know what I was thinking there. I was just trying to get him back out there. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. He is on his out lap on the inters. So hopefully he can improve and get it past a couple of these people. Either way, he will be starting in the top 10. So I'm not too mad. I just hope he can finish in the top 10. Maybe Kevin Magnuson get up there as well. But let's get to the lap.
How was the track?
Okay, so right as we were about to start our lap here, the track decided, you know what, it wants to be dry. And it's going to be dry for 5 minutes, which we have 3 minutes left. So we're going to get him into the pit lane once again, just real quick as we possibly can. We're going to put on those softs, and if we can get him out before 2:30, I know for a fact we'll have a chance, and we did. So, a very confusing qualifying Q3, my bad, Q3. We are on a dry lap. It doesn't look like anybody else is on dries just yet. Alonso, Ocon, and Perez, Gasly, myself, and Leclerc all on the slicks. So, this is going to be an interesting finish for sure. And I think I've already messed up because I don't think I fixed his runtime. But as we skip ahead to the end, like I said, I don't think I fixed his runtime, so I'm going to hope that he improves and does good. He's not going to be able to do 2 laps. This is going to be his last lap. A lot of people are on the softs and the slicks. Stroll, Russell, Tsunoda, and Verstappen are not. And it doesn't look like they're going to be able to come out and do another lap. So hopefully I can still, even though I'm on 2 laps, can do better than those guys, because we're coming to the very end. We got 2 green sectors, which is a good start. That would definitely put us P6 and put Max Verstappen in P9. We're going to stop that. We're going to get all the way to the end here. As we come across the chicane, that was somebody else. He was going into the pit lane. We're going to cross the line here any moment now. We're going to cross the line, and we are going to improve all the way to P4 with Nico Hülkenberg. He's going to do better than Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon. Pierre Gasly getting provisional pole at the moment. Yuki Tsunoda, I don't think, has a shot. He does not. This is already shaping up to be one of the weirdest top 10s I have seen so far this season, so far in this game. But I absolutely love it. However, what I don't love is the fact that it is an Alpine sitting on P1. Pierre Gasly gets pole position here in Canada, followed by Fernando Alonso and Charles Leclerc. Those are pretty normal. Nico Hülkenberg, who has been slacking the past couple of races, gets P4 in qualifying. Unfortunately, however, he will be followed behind Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon. Esteban Ocon isn't necessarily faster than we are. Jesus, I don't know what's going on there. Esteban Ocon isn't necessarily faster than we are, but he has given us problems. He loves to fight with us. Behind Esteban Ocon is Max Verstappen in P7, Lance Stroll, George Russell, Yuki Tsunoda making his second appearance in the top 10. And then following all of that, we got Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, Nick DeVries, Carlos Sainz, Kevin Magnussen, all the way back in P15. So one of my drivers P4, one of the other one P15. Hopefully we can get both of them to finish inside the points. We'll see how all that works by the end of the race. Valtteri Bottas, 16th. Alexander Albon, Logan Sargent, Oscar Piastri, and Zhou Guanyu once again following up the back of the pack. That is your lineup. And like I said, both of my drivers finishing P15 or higher is my goal. We have one starting P15. Hopefully he can get in the points, and hopefully Nico Hülkenberg can stay in the points, because we definitely could use that. But with all of that out of the way now, qualifying is out of the way, that is your starting grid. Let's get to the race.
The excitement is building. There's electricity in the air. But there's no surprise in that. It's race day.
Named after the legendary Canadian driver, the circuit Gilles Villeneuve has been host to plenty of first-time winners. Jean Alesi, Lewis Hamilton, Robert Kubica, and Daniel Ricciardo all got their maiden victories here. And the weather is sunny here today, apart from a few clouds. Let's hope they remain scattered on the horizon.
But don't forget, there's always excitement in Montreal, and the odds are that this will be another Grand Prix to remember. 70 laps of the Canadian Grand Prix await our drivers here in Montreal. The Haas driver with a chance to impress a few people here.
Their Formula One start tally reaches 150 here today. Let's hope it's a race to remember.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? This is it. We're moments away now at the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we go indeed. I completely messed up the start for both of my drivers because it's supposed to be heavy rain today, and I was looking for this exact thing before I started the race, but I accidentally started the race, and both of my drivers are on hard tires, and it looks like rain will be appearing before lap 10. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep them out on the hards. We're not gonna try anything. Perez already getting past Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg back into 5th place, holding back Verstappen and Esteban Ocon, who are both trying to get around him. As we see Alonso getting past Gasly up into P1. Ocon and Verstappen definitely fighting. Kevin Magnussen, he did make a pass for P14, but he is back into P15 because Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari is going to be faster, and that looks like a Williams, the Williams of Alexander Albon. He's going to come up around the outside. I don't know why Magnussen didn't decide to go and keep going. I'm not exactly sure. However, because the rain is coming, we're on hards. I am going to go ahead and have them push on those hards because those hards will last the entire race if we don't. So we're going to go ahead and let both of them push as we continue on with this race. And at some point before lap 10, maybe a little after lap 10, we're going to be switching possibly to the inters, maybe the wets. I am not 100% sure. But now that lap 1 is over, we're going to go ahead and put this in ×2 and see what all can happen. As Nico Hulkenberg gets passed not only by Verstappen but also by Ocon. He's back down into P7, trying his hardest to hold off George Russell. But George Russell is going to be side by side with him there, and he is going to get around him. Yes, he is. He is going to get around him. Back down to P8 goes Nico Hulkenberg. Lance Stroll behind him as Lance Stroll pulls out. He's going to take the inside up to the finishing chicane. And down to P9 goes Nico Hulkenberg. Very, very unfortunate. And the ever so annoying Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri, for whatever reason this season, he is also going... Oh, I thought he was a lot closer than what he was, but he's not. He's about to get passed up by Lewis Hamilton, it looks like, and he does. Lewis Hamilton makes it into the top 10. So now they're battling. They're side by side still. But either way, we have Lewis Hamilton, who's probably going to catch us at some point and get into P9, which will have us barely hanging on to points. Once again, Kevin Magnussen, we're going to look down here. He is all the way down to P16. He got passed by Albon. I think we already mentioned that. But he looks like he is fighting with Alexander Albon. However, because I accidentally started the race so early, there are other things I need to fix, and I will be right back. And right back I am. We are watching Kevin Magnussen here, who is in the DRS zone.
We expect rain again. Yeah.
I'm sure we do expect rain in 4 minutes. I don't know why I hit the other way. I got used to practice. ×2 it is throughout this race. Nico Hulkenberg holding on to P10, and it looks like he's not going to get P15 right here, Kevin Magnussen. Oh, no, he's side by side. I'm glad I didn't switch over. Side by side. He's going to get the inside pass there on Alexander Albon. I read the thing up top, and I was thinking Hamilton, but it is not Hamilton. Magnussen does get the overtake. He's back into P15. We're going to leave that DRS ERS on, as we're going to have it right down this back straight with the DRS. Is it overpowered like it is in F123? Side by side into the chicane. We're going to have DRS once again. Back in front of Lewis Hamilton goes Nico Hulkenberg. Back into P9, right behind Lance Stroll. Nico Hulkenberg has opportunities for passes, and I'm hoping that we can use it to our advantage. Fortunately, Nico Hulkenberg has already passed it, so he will get there the next lap. So there goes Kevin Magnussen into the pit lane with a lot of cars in behind him. And we are going to have this guy here. He's just going to deploy all the way through this lap here and hopefully make some gains up into P5 around George Russell. He goes. DRS, ERS activated. I'm hoping he doesn't slip. Just hold on to it to the end of the lap, please. There's one thing I forgot to do. We're going to turn that on. Yes, we do know that the track is damp. He is coming in right now, and we are going to go ahead and put that on the harvest because we are in the rain. Alonso is in the pit lane. Verstappen is in the pit lane. Back into ×2 here on lap 9. The top 7 are in the pit lane. And Nico Hulkenberg, can he get out P3? Can he get out P4? Can he get out P5? No. P6? Possibly? Maybe? Please? P7? P8? Golly, dude, he's getting passed by everybody. And Magnussen's not making any kind of moves. Up into P7 he goes. 17 he goes. But no, there is no movement for Magnussen. Magnussen actually loses out on positions here. Is anybody else going in for wets? Because it is still moving up. And it doesn't look like a lot of people are going in for wets. So this might be a risk that didn't need to be taken. Or it might be a risk that will just overall help us out in the end. As it is going to put us probably P19, P20 in the race. Hulkenberg, never mind. It is not going to do all of that. Guan Yu Zhou, where's Guan Yu Zhou? Guan Yu Zhou literally almost right behind us now, as we are 4.30. Are we still pushing? We are still pushing. We're not pushing with gas, but we're going to go ahead and push with gas. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and push in gas with you too, as people should start coming in for these wet tires. I know it won't last long. It probably won't last long at all, and there's probably a lot of people thinking, oh, we don't need the wets because it won't last long. And if that is the case, I screwed my guys. I did. As they come around, it is 5.17. The millimeters are still going up. So yeah, I think we made the correct move. However, at some point the rain will slow down. But will it slow down enough for us to get back on our inters? And then our inters will be a lot fresher than everybody else's inters. We are at 5.40 millimeters and climbing, still climbing. Nico Hulkenberg up into the top 10 once again as he gets past Esteban Ocon, looking forward to Lando Norris, who's right there. He's also on wet, so this one would actually be a race, and the wetness is coming down. The wetness is coming down. Magnussen overtakes Yuki Tsunoda, so he is now into P12. And I second and a half. Nope, it just jumped down, bro. It's because we're on the right tire. We're on the right tire. Yeah, it is going down, and it doesn't look like it's going to pick back up anytime soon. This looks like light rain and some intermediate rain as Kevin Magnussen is in front of Ocon. It is now P10, P11 for my Hasbros. Here comes Kevin Magnussen. He is in the pits. Lando Norris is in the pits. Kevin Magnussen is in the pits. So we're going to watch it from Kevin Magnussen's point of view. See if there goes Nico. And Nico is out just in time for us to get in there. Boom. Pow. Are we having problems? We're having problems. No. That's wild. We actually got to witness problems. I timed it just right, just for Kevin Magnussen to have problems. That is wild. As Nico Hulkenberg with the ERS is side by side with Lando Norris going into the chicane, and out of the chicane he comes in front of Lando Norris. We're going to keep it on because we left it on. We're going to keep it on down the front straight as he is right behind Lewis Hamilton, and it looked like he was gaining. It looked like he was gaining. Down into the chicane he goes. Yeah, no move is made there. Coming out of the chicane, the battery is empty, I know. However, coming out of the chicane into turn 1, there is no moves to be made. We're going to hope this helps us catch up to Lewis Hamilton. It looks like we are looking for a way around, just not quite close enough to do it. Into the chicane, out of the chicane. Are we still that close? Almost. We lost a little bit, less than a tenth. Into turn 1 side by side. Hamilton's going to have the inside turn on the roundabout. And we are just a front wing ahead as we are going to go into the chicane side by side with Lewis Hamilton. And we are out. And now we're side by side with Yuki Tsunoda fighting for P10. Into Sector 2 we go with points at the moment. We are in P10 with Nico Hulkenberg as he leads Yuki Tsunoda, who's in front of Lewis Hamilton. And then Norris just fell out. Norris fell out. So right now we are doing pretty darn well. And 3/10. Okay, side by side into turn 1. Maybe. No, he is not. So we're going to put that back on neutral, and we're going to wait for the next time around to see what we can do. As we are trying to get away from... Oh, side by side. We actually went side by side without needing the overtake, and now we are behind Alexander Albon once again in front of Yuki Tsunoda, which means we can use our overtake down in this section, as this is the only section I feel comfortable using it. As you can see, Perez just creeping on all of us. As we come down to the chicane, ERS is activated. We are less than 2/10 behind Alexander Albon, but we are not going to make the pass in the chicane. However, up into the first turn, we have the inside. Albon has the inside around the roundy thing part, and we are in front by the end of it. And up into P14 is Kevin Magnussen. I know he wants to make more than 3 points by the end of this race, and he can do it. He can. He's just got to get around him, as we are looking very closely to getting, maybe a battle into the chicane. It's a battle into the chicane, and already past him before we even get to the finish line, before we get to turn 1. That is what we needed. Oh, shoot. Oh, I'm not looking at Nico Hulkenberg. There goes Nico Hulkenberg. There he goes. He is in the pit lane. So what we are going to do is we're going to put him on the standard for the softs, because he's on softs first. P13 for Nico Hulkenberg, and I think he's going to get out P13 in front of Alexander Albon. He does. We love to see it. He is on softs. Everybody else is on intermediates. We are going to go ahead and have him push, though, just because of the fact that people behind him or in front of him are on the intermediates. No, stop. So the faster we can get there, because look, all these people intermediates, we're the only two on softs. The faster Nico Hulkenberg can get down there and catch up with other people. Oh snap, bro. We might get more points than we started with. We've already boxed, so we're already on the fresh tire. We are doing good. Nico Hulkenberg, we're going to, boom, go fast. Go fast. Make your moves. He didn't make no moves. Magnussen made moves. Hulkenberg did not make no moves. All right, Lewis Hamilton doesn't slow us down. We are going to come to the outside in the chicane. Around we go. We do have DRS. DRS is activated in front of Hamilton up into P9. Only about 5 seconds behind P8 of Gasly. Ocon is, and there's a yellow flag. Is the yellow flag important? Is the yellow flag major? Is it going to be a yellow flag or anything? No, but it is Alonso. Fernando Alonso has locked up. I don't know what tire he's on, though. He might be on softs. He's on softs.
And it was just too late.
Perez getting the DRS. Is he going to try to make a move on Max Verstappen by the time we get to the chicane? It does not look like it, as they are both stopping. They're both going around and to the finish line. It is going to be Max Verstappen with the win here in Canada, and Perez getting a P2. It's another Red Bull 1-2 here in Canada. And now we're going to speed things up once again. We have Fernando Alonso getting P3 right here, as he is all by himself. 17 seconds behind Perez, 12 seconds in front of Carlos Sainz. Hulkenberg will secure P10 as Magnussen. He is going to secure P14 as we watch Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc cross the line right in front of us. That is P10, P14 for my drivers, both of them getting in front of P15, and like I said, that is all that ever really matters. Here comes Lance Stroll getting P6 here in the Canadian Grand Prix, and then behind him, only by 5 seconds, is going to be George Russell. George Russell taking P7, beating out his teammate Hamilton, who was lapped by the 2 Red Bulls. Pierre Gasly getting P9, starting on pole all the way down to P9, and then Nico Hulkenberg, who, if I remember correctly, we started P4, but we ended up P10. Esteban Ocon in 11th, Tsunoda, Norris, Kevin Magnussen, P14, Albon, Nick De Vries, Bottas, Oscar Piastri, Logan Sargent, and then Guan Yu Zhou bringing out the rear for the 2nd week in a row, at least since I've been paying attention. It definitely could have been more.
Not going to be happy with how things unfolded today.
Well, I think most people expected them to really deliver here, but it's a disappointing finish outside the points.
And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
Win number 5 is in the bag. They pulled out all the stops, pushing hard to earn that victory.
Plenty of smiles for the cameras as the drivers can let off some steam here in Montreal. Now, Karun, I'd be really keen to know, how do you think the Haas team will be reflecting on today's result?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there, though.
And that's it for this weekend's F1 action here in Montreal.
Next time, the teams will be forging ahead at full throttle through the Styrian forest. The Austrian Grand Prix is right around the corner.
And that, my friends, is the Canadian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen getting the win and the fastest lap. Sergio Perez getting 2nd. Fernando Alonso finishing out your podium. Carlos Sainz, Charles Leclerc, Lance Stroll, George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, Pierre Gasly, and Nico Hulkenberg finishing out the top 10, getting points again this week for the Haas team. And then all the way down in P14 was Kevin Magnussen. Which is very unfortunate. I was really hoping for double points this weekend, but we have plenty of tracks left in the season to go, so hopefully we get some of those near the end, hopefully. On to the drivers, we have Max Verstappen extending his lead as Sergio Perez bumps up to 2nd place, moving Carlos Sainz down to 3rd place. We have Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, Lance Stroll, George Russell, Kevin Magnussen in the top 10 at P9, and Pierre Gasly trying to close in that gap there. He is P10. That is going to finish it out. Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, Nick De Vries, Valtteri Bottas, Nico Hulkenberg adding a point to his tally. He's now got 3 points. He's 1 point behind Valtteri Bottas. Alexander Albon with 2, Lando Norris with 1, Oscar Piastri, Logan Sargent, and Zhou Guanyu all with 0 points at the moment. On to the constructors. We have Red Bull on top, almost by 100 points, as Ferrari's in 2nd, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Alpine, and Haas in P6, where we want to be according to the board. We are still less than 10 points behind Alpine. So there is a chance that we can catch up and beat them. We just have to be faster than them, especially in the top 10. As if I remember correctly, yeah, Pierre Gasly got the 2 points because he did beat me in the top 10, getting P9. AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Williams, and McLaren. That is your top 10. No movements this week in the top 10. All right, that, my friends, was the Canadian Grand Prix Round 9. Round 10 is going to be at Austria. Austria is another one of my favorite tracks. I race on it all the time. Like, when I'm bored, I just get on and race. I believe it's 72 laps, but I do the full 100%. However, in the next video, we will see the chassis manufacturing being completed. We will see the research of the underfloor for next season being completed, so we can probably start a new research or work on some of the parts that we need for this season and just in general. However, still P6. It was a great run for Nico Hulkenberg as he does get points again. And just real quick, because I couldn't remember, it was at Miami. It was Nico Hulkenberg getting points. Imola, it was Kevin Magnussen. So Imola, Monte Carlo, and Barcelona. Kevin Magnussen got it was 3 weeks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks now. 5 entire weeks. The Haas team has gotten points in a race. 3 of those going to Kevin Magnussen, 2 of those going to who's his name? Nico Hulkenberg. Y'all didn't hear that. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button. If you can't wait for the next video, hit that subscribe button. Now, those 2 buttons put together do nothing but boost my confidence in making these videos. I actually enjoy making these videos, and I enjoy playing this game, so you're probably going to see a lot more of this game. I do know that round 3 of Formula 123 needs to be done as well. I don't know. I'm having more fun on this one, so you're probably going to see a lot more of this one than the other one. But overall, you will see both of them. But anyway, until next time, I hope you are having a wonderful day. But goodbye.